Howdy y'all, and welcome to Lax Lives. I'm Lycander, and this is Lack Plays Feed the Beast. So I am in the Nether. Today we are going to look at next little thing we need for automating the biomass system, because we're still working on automating that. We've looked at the machines that go into it. Oh, dang it. Can you stuff just leave me alone for 2 seconds while I'm talking here? And so I don't know if I've showed you what we need next here, but I need blaze powder for this next thing. And blazes, man, I never get skulls off those guys. Blazes are found in the Nether, and they are, to me, the worst thing to fight in the game. And they're easiest to find around Nether fortresses, and you can see I've got another fortress here. In fact, right there's a blaze. These stupid things, they fly, they shoot fireballs. Like, I would rather fight ghasts than these stupid blazes. And, so, unfortunately, I mean, I just, bam, found one, killed one. But I am geared out pretty good. Now, of course, I'm lost. Where's my way out of here? I've got a waypoint here on the edge of my screen. What's my waypoint for? Better question. What's my waypoint button? It's been so long since I've been on here. Nope, that's to create one. What's my map button? I thought it was this. Oh, I think it is right here. Waypoints. Home. Okay, so this should lead me toward the portal back out of here. I didn't even think about that. I just started wandering around. Oh yeah, right here, I think. Maybe? I don't know. I know it's just off of... Yeah. I know where I'm at now. This was actually one of the first things we found when I came in the Nether. The first time... Oop, I'm too high. Down here? Nope, that's too low. Yep, set yourself on fire, dummy. There's my torches. And we just get around here. And I like to put boxes around my portals because the ghasts, their fireball things can't destroy cobble. So I just box them in with some cobble. But what we're going to look at today, I need a blaze rod for. Ooh, this has got a big hole in it. That's probably not a good idea. We're gonna look at routers. I really like to use routers in my setups because they allow you to more fine-tune control of where things go. Now, I tore down the biomass system in between episodes here, and I have built up a new room, and so next episode we're probably going to look at laying things out a little better than we did before. And so next episode we'll talk about the layout of your base, and we'll discuss some of the things that you got to consider when you are getting into all these machines. So today though, we want to look at the router, which is one of my favorite devices in the game. And so you can see we're back out here to our little house. Actually, I've got to jump back to base here for a minute because I left some things in the compressor for us. We will need 1 block of diamond, so that is 9 diamonds run in the compressor, and we're gonna need a bunch of blocks of iron, and that's well, that's not true. We don't need a bunch. We need like 2 blocks of iron for what I want to do. Maybe 4 blocks of iron. So that's not too hard to come by, but the 9 diamonds is probably the most annoying thing. free to get. And so we've got those. And then hopefully I've got the rest of the supplies back out the base because I want to build it out at the other base. So the machine we want to look at is called a Craftpacket Stamper. That's the first thing we got to look at. It doesn't require any power. And Craftpacket Stamper right here. Craftpacket Stamper. And you can see it's just made with some cobblestone, some iron, a piston, and a crafting table. So nothing too major. So, you know, some redstone. We get some iron. Gonna need some wood. Gonna need some cobble. And then we'll head over here. I'll do up a piston real quick. And throw in the redstone, the iron bar. There's my piston. We need a crafting bench. That's not how you make a crafting bench. That's how you make a chest. I don't know what I was thinking there. Alright. And then next we just we throw in the 4 pieces of cobble. We run the iron ingots all the way across. Piston on top. Crafting table on the bottom. Craftpacket Stamper. Now what this does is it's a machine that takes packets, they call them, and you place them in here, and then it creates items based off of the packet. So the next thing we got to do is create the craft packet. Right here. In fact, I probably don't have the 4 pieces of obsidian I've got to have. And sure didn't bring it with me because that would be too smart. So let's jump back out. And hopefully we can get through all this and get to making the router. We might have to save the router till next time. So get my 4 pieces of obsidian. And I've already got gunpowder and stuff out here. Because what we gotta do is we gotta make some TNT. You need 4... Whoops, that's the wrong way. 4 pieces of TNT for this. Now you might have to hunt around for this recipe because there isn't really like craft packet. You don't see those on the list. And if I go into this, you know, there isn't a button to click on to get the recipes. So I usually have to look these up on the internet. I always have to look this one up on the internet because I can never remember what it is because it's like the only craft packet I use. Where did I put that gunpowder? There's some gunpowder. I need more than that. Oh, there we go. Gunpowder, I'm going to need some sand, because that's how you make TNT. So TNT is 5 pieces of gunpowder, like so, and 4 pieces of sand. And that'll get you 1 piece of TNT. We need 4, so let me go ahead and put in enough to make 4. TNT is the most annoying thing in the game, I think, for me, because of how much material goes into making it. I mean, I understand, like, it's really powerful in vanilla, but in Feed the Beast, it's not, and I wish there was just a simpler recipe, or a simpler way to get your gunpowder. I don't know, it's just really complicated. But so that's 4 pieces of obsidian, 4 pieces of TNT. We throw the block of diamond in the middle, and we get the craft packet obsidian TNT, obsidian TNT, block of diamond TNT. You can see what it says. Now with this craft packet, we're going to put it in here, and you just put it in. You heard it go bang. We get 18 diamond shards, which is crazy. 18 diamond shards is a lot. But what that means is we now have the hardest ingredient to get to make a wrath igniter. So to make a wrath igniter, I don't think I have the nether brick I need either. Now they blew up my compressor here, right? Yep. Let me jump back over to the other base. I need to get a compressor in here. In fact, you know what? I've got a singularity compressor. Whoa. Just sitting in the chest here. So let's go ahead and grab that singularity compressor wherever it's at and take it back with us. And then that way I don't have to keep hopping back and forth for compressed materials. Singularity compressor is just a compressor. In fact, let's look at the recipe for it. We built a compressor. Singularity there we go. Singularity compressor is just the upgrade. You take the compressor, you use an advanced machine block, which is, you know, the blocks we made last time, and then surround it with obsidian, and you get the singularity compressor. It works a little differently. It requires time to spin up, or however you want to say it, and you can see right now it says 0 psi, and so if you put a switch on it, you can turn it on and leave it on, and it will be fully powered up at all times, which is fine. I forget how many pieces of this I need to get brick. And 2, 3, 3. All right. As you can see, the pressure rises, and so unlike the normal compressor, I don't know what this goes up to, but once it gets to, you know, the higher the pressure goes, the faster the compression works. And so it's much faster than a normal compressor. And it's not that hard to make once you can make a compressor, so I usually switch to these as fast as possible. Alright, there's our piece of nether brick. Now, this is going to make basically a flint and steel, but it's called a wraith igniter, and let me sleep, well, let me get off of it here. Wraith igniters are mildly dangerous. And so if you were playing on a multiplayer server, they may be disabled. I need to find a spot. I don't remember what it looks like out here. I think it's all ocean, and I don't want to burn down my place. But I do want you to see what this thing does. So give me a second here to find some land. There's got to be some land somewhere. Not that land. I need non-snow covered land. Actually, I think if I just went across the snow next to our island, we would have been okay. Seems to me there is plains just across the snow here. This is the way I normally travel when I'm traveling long distances. I got the map zoomed out, and I've got my jetpack going. Seriously, it's just all snow. I don't get anything but snow. There's a little bit of green here. We're gonna make this green go away. The wraith igniter is dangerous because it the wraith igniter is dangerous because it burns for like 30 blocks in every direction. And some things aren't really affected by it. This probably will be. And you can see it's got its own weird little fire. And that is spreading pretty good already. It doesn't make the normal fire. And at least not on my mod pack here. But it will spread for 30 blocks, and I mean it works like normal fire too, so this tree is sitting on fire, and so it will spread as normal fire. But you can set the ground on fire with it, and it will spread 30 blocks in every direction. Now if you have silk touch, look at it, it's just spreading everywhere. If you have silk touch, this is why it's dangerous to use. It's getting huge. It's probably going to get those sheep. I'm not going to lie. Those sheep are probably going to be dead. Yep, there goes one of the sheep now. If it spreads on sand, you actually get glass. Ooh, it's already here. You actually get glass on the sand, which, if you have silk touch, is really quick way to get glass. Anyways, this is just wasting time. Why did we need the wraith igniter? It seems so crazy and dangerous. Well, we don't need the wraith igniter so much, or wrath igniter. It's wrath igniter. I don't know why I say wraith igniter, but I do. And What we need is a material called dark iron, and dark iron is made by taking iron blocks, like so, and lighting them on fire with the wrath igniter. And so what it's going to do is it's going to burn all of this iron up. Now what I usually do is I put it on ice when I do this so it doesn't catch anything else on fire, or you can put it off of the edge of microblocks, because microblocks won't burn. And then it'll burn out, and then this will now be dark iron. Now dark iron is, I mean, it took 9 blocks of iron to get this, and you're only going to get 4 blocks of, or 4 ingots of dark iron out of this, each one of these. And we didn't need this many, but I like to make a bunch at a time so I have backup, because it's useful for other things. There's a lamp system. Look at that. That's all burnt away because of the fire. That was all grass, remember? And now it's gone. Oh, did I get any glass down here? It might not have spread into the... It didn't spread into the sand. Turn that into glass for me. Unless that's sandstone. Maybe that's sandstone. No, it sounds like sand. Quick, quick. We're running out of time here. There it goes. Isn't that funny? There's a desert nearby the base that one of the guys set on fire with the wrath igniter. Oh, see right here, lots of green right here I should have just come to. I went the wrong direction. Now I've got to find my way back to the island. Wow, where's my island? There it is. Oh, I don't know if you've seen this either. We should look at this real quick. This stuff is called wasteland, cracked sand. You don't come across these very often, but it's like, I don't know, toxic ground. It's not poisonous, but it doesn't rain and nothing grows here. It's just all brown. It's weird. Anyways, it's a rarer biome. Now, where did I see my island? There it is. Alright, so we'll get back here. Now that I've got my dark iron and I've got my blaze rod, put your blaze rod into your pulverizer. Mine's not hooked up, but I brought blaze powder with me. Put it in the pulverizer, because the pulverizer will give you like 4 or 8 or 6 or something from the blaze rod, and so it's more than you get, because you just get like 2 if you make it the other way. But I think you just put it in your crafting window. Yeah, you get 2, but if you put it in the pulverizer, then you'll get out more. So definitely use the pulverizer. We're gonna need 2 ender pearls, which you know comes from killing endermen. We're gonna need an egg. I know it's weird, an egg. I don't get it either. And so what you gotta do is you gotta take your dark iron, you just put it in your inventory or your crafting window. You're gonna get your dark iron ingots, and then you need an ender pearl and blaze powder, and it creates an eye of ender, which is, as you know, the way you open the portal to the end or find the strongholds where the end portals are. And then you just take your eye of ender, your ender pearl, and your egg, and then you put your dark iron around that, 6 of them, and you get a router. And so this is one of the devices we're going to need to... We actually need 2 of these for the way I do it. But we're not going to set that up today. We're going to set that up later. Today we're just going to look at it. And so this is the router. It's a little complicated to start with, but what it does is any inventory it is touching, and any inventory that is touching an inventory, that is touching an inventory, that is touching an inventory, etc., etc., that is ultimately touching a router, the router can place into it. And so, I mean, that's all you need to make it. There are upgrades to it, so if you go into your NEI and you type in router, you can see there's an item filter, a machine filter, a speed boost, thoroughness, and bandwidth, and ejector. I usually just do bandwidth. I like to it's like I'm gonna go back to my base because I've got to sit up with my barrels that actually has routers in use. So I wanted to show you. Well, you know what? I should go down to my biomass system and show you the routers there so you can see. But let's start here. If we have time to go down to the biomass system in my other base, we'll look at it. I use it with my barrel inventory sorting system, and you can see that back here. Well, you can't see back here because I can't get up here. There we go. I actually use 2 of them, and they both have the bandwidth upgrade. The bandwidth upgrade is they can process a full stack at a time. Speed boost makes it run faster, but it only works on extremely large systems. So I could probably use that upgrade, but I don't because I use 2 routers. Ejector allows it to output automatically because it can be switched between input and output. And machine filter, or is that thoroughness? I think the thoroughness router upgrade makes it use machines instead of storage first. And you know, now that I said I wanted to show you here, I actually wanted to show you the settings that are possible, and I would prefer not to do that on an active system. So we're gonna go back. That's okay, we still got time. And so when you right click on it, if you make one of the upgrades, you just shift and right click on it and it puts the upgrade in there. And then I don't know if you saw on the one that is attached to my barrel system, but you can click on this little button and it'll tell you what's in there. But you just click the button here for switching it between inserting or extracting. So it can be used to put things in or take things out. If you don't have the ejector upgrade, then you have to use like a Buildcraft pipe to pull out of it or something. You know, use the wood pipe in the engine. It doesn't take any power to use. And the thing that I really like about it is this right here. This bar here allows you to switch how it inputs. So barrels are supposed to only accept input from the top. The default is into top sides. If you were putting stuff into a generator, then you know it should be on the bottom side. But things that are complicated, like our fermenter. So let's just plop the fermenter down. Fermenter has 2, 3, 4 different slots you can put things into. So you have to be careful where it goes. And even more complicated is our moistener, which is right here. So the moistener has, you know, like 6 slots here, 3 slots here, so that's 9 slots, 10 slots, 11 slots that you can put stuff into. And so with the router, you can actually choose where things go. So into top sides would put them in the top side of the machine. Well, that's not always what you need. So then there's actual sides, so north, south, east, and west, which would be, you know, these sides, the actual sides. So top or sides, you can pick which side. Anywhere just shoves it wherever it can. Slots allows you to specify the slots you want to work with, and you just use the pluses and minuses to switch between them, and then into the bottom side. And so that's how you change the settings on the router. And yeah, we've still got time, so I'm going to jump over to my biomass setup now, my actual big one that's running, and we're gonna look at how it is actually set up. Although it can be a little messy down in here, so I went down one floor too far. I really need to fill in these holes in the floor. That's where the some of my machines used to fit through the floor, and I took them out and moved them up. So now down here you can see is my moistener is back here in the back, and so it needs seeds and it needs wheat. The problem is that if I have it automatically just taking them from Buildcraft pipes, and I really need to get a void pipe system in here to clean this up, but I haven't done it yet. But if it just takes wheat and seeds, it overflows and then it stops working. So what I've done is I take my router and I tell it to insert into slot 0, and this only receives wheat, and then the wheat is put into slot 0, and so this is slot 0. And you might have to play around with the slots to make sure which one. And then like this one only takes seeds, and so they all get input into slot 11, which is this specific slot. And so that way I can make sure that my system is putting the seeds and the wheat where they need to be, but not overfilling the moistener so that it gets clogged. And so I actually need 2 of them for the moistener, so we'll have to build more of these. And then I really need to get in here. I don't want to screw anything up though. Where can I bust through? Alright. And so you can see here, bottom sides allow you to put in the mulch, and these are touching fermenters. So mulch, and then I've got one that does top sides somewhere in this mess. Right? Where's the one? Oh, I see. Yeah. Let me get back over here and we'll just please don't have a torch on you. Good. Oh, I should come in from the other side. That's where I need to go. Let me go down here. I know this is a big convoluted mess. I built this as I was going. This isn't laid out very nicely. I think I could take this one out safely. Yes. Okay, so what I've got is this. I got my fermenters in here, and they're all next to each other, and we're gonna have something like this at the other base. But this one here accepts mulch, and so it is touching the side of the fermenter, and it doesn't matter which fermenter it touches as long as all the fermenters are side by side. And so we've got mulch going into it, into the bottom, which is where it needs to go. Now in the back here, I have my saplings feeding in to a different, I think it's under this one, I'm afraid to, yep. So I've got a different router touching a different fermenter, and it inserts into slot 0 because slot 0 is where the oak sapling goes. And so you can see this thing is full of biomass. I'm confused. Why is that a pull out? That shouldn't be an out. That should be an in. You're full of water though. No, you're not. See, look at that. I've got this broken. Where's my wrench? Let me fix this real quick. There you go. Yeah, I have my liquid duct turned the wrong way. But so it doesn't matter where it touches as long as it touches and all of them are touching. And so I know this is a mess in here because like I said, I built my house first, and I usually build a small house to start with, as I did at the other place, and then as I get more and more stuff, then I start making weird little rooms names and stuff, and that's why we're going to talk about layout in the next episode. Yeah, so you can see on this system here, the router, I've got 2 routers. So that's 2 routers for the moistener, 2 routers for the fermenters. On my barrel system, which we'll look at a later time, in how do I build it, I use 2 because I need a backup, because it can only accept 1 type of item at a time, and if I got more than 1 item coming in, then it gets messy. And that's why I have 2 here. And so that's how the barrel system is able to work, because as long as they are touching each other, the router doesn't care. So this barrel here is connected to the routers because all these barrels in between are an inventory that is touching an inventory. So its inventory touches this inventory, which touches one in the back here that you can't see. This one, one in the back, this one, one in the back, this one in the back, this one in the back, this one in the back. I use barrels with cobble behind the barrels, just 1 barrel. You only need 1. And so the router is able to put whatever I need in this barrel over here, because all the inventories touch. Alright, I think we're going to call it here for today, since we're at the normal time limit for my episode. So, yeah. So we looked at the Craftpacket Stamper, we looked at the Wraith Igniter, we looked at Wrath Igniter. Stop calling it a Wraith Igniter. It doesn't have an I in the name. Craftpacket Stamper, Wrath Igniter, the Craft Packet. We looked at the router. We looked at how the router hooks up. I guess let's real quick just look at the bandwidth upgrade. Bandwidth upgrade is 4 pieces of dark iron, an egg, and 4 blaze powders. So if you manage to snag a few blaze rods, you might have enough left over to whip up a bandwidth upgrade. Now we're not going to need it for the moistener and the fermenter, but when we get to the barrel system that I like to use for my inventory, which we will, maybe, then you know, we'll want to look at the bandwidth upgrades. So although if we hit a major update to my mod pack that I'm using, Feed the Beast has got something coming down the line where they want to make it so you can pick and choose which mods are in your mod pack. And if that happens, then we're going to have to start everything over, because I will be putting together my own set of mods, and we will be using updated mods. So it'll be a whole new learning experience for me, as well as, I mean, I guess if you're watching this to figure out Feed the Beast, then for you too, because I really would like to update, but I am too much of a slacker to update the mods on my own in my mod pack, because I use the Feed the Beast launcher. So, alright, click like if you like, subscribe to be sure and catch the next one, and I will talk to you later.